Okay, so let's see where we at here today. Okay, so I'm just getting started here because it's been a crazy morning. Everything is, my energy is so high. It's really blasting me off. I can't even hardly move. I mean, it's just really got me drunk and dizzy and everything. And that's the energy that's coming in from the Schuman's residence. It really got me going here. So, boy. And I have other things I've been working on with one of the sons that committed suicide here a couple weeks ago. And I'm still working on his things to get his life shut down. That takes a lot out of me too, because that phone just psychs me up with that energy coming through it. But so I'm coming in, I'm going to work out a little bit, and then we're going to do some teaching and everything, okay? I'm going to start back to where I left off at and still teach on the energies is what I'm going to continue with, okay? So let me see if I can warm up from over here. Whew, boy. I have a lot of things going on here. Whew. No, wait. Can't go that low. What? I may be in the wrong playlist here. Okay, let me just see where I'm at. Dancing to the music played by the DJ on the radio. No. Wait. I'm really messing up now. Hold on now. Wait a minute. I can't go that low. No, that's too low too. Okay, let's get back to where it was. Oh my gosh, it has been a bad morning for me, and I'm working on it to push through it. We're having a party, dancing to the music. I gotta get that up a little higher though, so let me see where I'm at. I get confused with this app, that's what's happening. That I'm using and how to go back to your regular music, you know. We're out here on the floor, so Mr. DJ, keep those records playing, 'cause I'm having such a good time dancing with my baby. Everybody's swinging. Sally's doing that twist now. If you take requests, I got a few for you. Play that song called Soul Twist. Play that one called I Know. Don't forget the mashed potatoes. No other songs will do. Let me tell you, Mr. DJ. Somebody sent me a text while I was reading it. That was wrong. I apologize. I shouldn't have been doing that at all. But I gotta go and find it and put this, okay? So here, I'm getting there. I gotta get away from this phone. I know that is about to tear me up. Woo. What is going on now? Oh no, wait. No. I'm walking, here and I'm talking, but you and me, I'm hoping that you come back to me. I'm lonely, yes I can be, I'm waiting for your company. I'm hoping that you come back to me. What you gonna do when I run dry? You gonna run away and hide. I'm gonna run right by your side. For you
so it just sticks to me. Oh, I hate it. So
come out here on the floor.
Let me just get used.
Let's rock some more. Come out here on the floor. Honey, let's rock some more, yeah. Now when you get out here, don't you have no fear. Put your hands on your hip and let your backbone slip and work out. Arm around the move up. Hard to move back. Shuffle to the left. Shuffle to the right. Now it's plain to see you're gonna hurt on me, but it's a natural fact. I like it like that, so work out. Yeah, baby, work out. Hard to work out. Baby, work out. Shout 'em, turn the joint out. Work out. Work out. Work all night long. Yeah.
Okay, and it's just every time I work out with this knee. See, because the energy attack is the weakest part. And as I move this here and get this loose, then I gotta push it from here. So it's but I'm getting there. I'm not gonna stop and put my efforts just put on the sidewalk and leave them, okay? Because I know I have what it takes. So I gotta bring it.
Turn it out, baby. Let's shout. Let's shout. Shout all night long. I gotta have a taste of my own time. Here we go. Round and round we go. Round and round we go. Now work out. Work out. Work all night long.
So I'm working with my angels, you know. They have to help me work through it.
Hey, you!
I didn't have them, I don't know what I would do.
Come on,
It'd be hard for me to
Woo. Let's rock some more. Come out
It's
here.
not like I'm in pain, it's like I'm just
Honey, let's
I don't know
rock
how to
some more.
explain it.
Now when you get out here, don't you have no fear. Put your hands on your hip and let your backbone slip and work out. Arm around the move up. Hard to move back. Shuffle to the left. Wobble to the right. Now it's plain to see you're gonna hurt on me, but it's a natural fact. I like it like that, so work out. Yeah, baby, work out. Hard to work out. Baby, work out. Shout 'em, turn the joint out. Work out. Work out. Work all night long. Yeah. Don't you know?
Gotta get me right and gotta go.
Well,
I'm
it's
trying to
nobody knows.
babysit the knee. I'm dragging
The
it.
band is swinging on the
Ah.
stand. We're moving and we're moving
I hate
on.
that feeling.
Let's step back now.
Horrible
And
feeling.
we're gonna shout, so work out. Now when I tell you to shout, I want you to jump at it. Yeah.
I see it now. I'll get that for next time. What they're doing in the beginning of my stretches is to cause my energy to loosen so I can really move better without having to. It's like this pain, but it's not. It's heavy. And it doesn't feel good. Wait. No. It's not the one I want. And I'm in the wrong miss. Oh my God. Okay, I got it. My lunch is out. And then here's the thing with this energy that comes in through the electromagnetic pieces, like your phone, your speaker, your lightings, and everything else. Because everything's coming in from the earth. I did it completely. In sync with the music. And if I just stop and be still for a second, whatever I push off is going to come right back on me because I'm in the room with it. And so what I'm doing here is I'm still working on my skit, but I gotta get this energy on, so I gotta stay in tune. All the energy coming in is hitting my body. And I'm a light worker. So that means I have a light body. I put on a light body. So my body is illuminated compared to any other one that has not ascended or transition inside of the energies that's changing. And if you're changing, if the energy is changing, you got to change with the energy. And then that's how you put on your light body, because you release all the dark things that's holding you back, all the dark parts of Shiva. You gotta pull it off, the darkness off, and leave it off. And keep in mind it's a part of you. So it's not gonna be that easy, you know what I'm saying? But you have to do it in order to make the transition with the planet. So side of yourself for a while. Until you give it up. Because you got to climb up in your own self, in your consciousness. And you can climb up in your consciousness to a higher level of yourself, of source, which would be you and yourself in source, inside of it, you know, as the source itself. Source wants you to take in more conscious, to rise up like a baby. Baby at a certain age has to start taking in different kind of foods, because if they don't, you're going to be married to a nutritionist, okay? And that's what half the planet is right now, that on the married nutritionist life, because you've been indoctrinated and kept programmed in another reality of another that was not your own reality, creating your own world for what you desired. That's how it works. Okay, I'm looking for something. Oh my. Talking about staying on top and pushing through what I'm pushing through, this energy, and it pours through like water. Whew. I don't even want to work out with it. We're having a party, dancing to the music played by the DJ on the radio. The culture in the icebox, popcorn on the table. Me and my baby, we're out here on the floor. So listen, Mr. DJ, keep the music. Come down, let Lord work out. So let's go out of here and go back to something. Because I have to keep the butt going, you know? Everybody's swinging. Sally's on, let's quit now. If you take request now, got a few for you. Play that song called Soul Twist. Play that one more time. Don't forget those tales. No other songs will do. Let me tell you, Mr. DJ, keep those pockets playing. Because I've always wanted that. And I wanted to just let me get it out. And then I'm going to teach you. Which is what I enjoy the music, but the body has made me too. We love it when you're doing the dancing. Shiva is what created dancing. It was movement.
A la nena buena, ella le digo yo de ahora quiere vivir lo que antes no vivió. Ahora vive sexo y lo mismo quiero yo. Tato Gucci, ey. Ella le gusta fumar la cripa, pero siempre en pipa para la mochi sushi, ey. Me sale medio bicha la tipa, pero lo merita, así que Tato Gucci, ey. Como el father yo le digo cuchi cuchi, ey, ey. Tiene una amiga media Gucci, ey. Así que si Patricio se activa, mañana se diga. Un video sexy por la noche con el filtro de perra. Quien se viene primero en la cama tenemos guerra. Y el baile impulsarlo no conoce la frontera. Tato Gucci, Tato Dolce, Tato Versa, Tato Vera. La mina se burla y se apunta. Porque yo la rompo las dos juntas. Que si soy un bellaco ya lo baby que pregunta. Un hijo de puta siempre se lo cambia ruta. Y no fantamean para llegarle. Mientras prendo tienen que besar. Se vivo así tuve que acostumbrar. Me gustan las dos en cuatro porque las tienen rositas como el Tusi. A una ya la acepto con la Gucci. Me gusta verla brincar, la sábana apretarla. Adentro no la voy a echar, no te voy a equivocar. Que clave noche me espera. Un poquito de busca que marea. Para sacar los chavos y se me caen, le pongan en la cartera. Tranquila si quieres lo dejo y vamos a capela. Good morning, hello. En su experiencia de trabajo puso blow. 3 de la mañana en la disco, oh. Que brinca el booty al ritmo del dembow. Están prendiendo otro y yo arrebatado. No sé cómo es que la mala no me ha dado. Ella se me pega y se mueve de lado, al lado, al lado. Piensan que yo te he quitado, pero están equivocados. Mi cuchi cuchi, le gusta redes sabana cuchi. Que la meta dentro de la Gucci. Se tira pa'l trizo, contra Álvaro que rompe el piso. Dicen que soy el mejor, aunque ya tengo 20, si son 23. Quieren que la agarre, pero por la red. Que apague las luces y prenda la ley. Yo le meto y grita, fuma que ni solamente pipa. Y le doy cuando quiera, no saco cita. Porque trato Guchito bien, todo. A mi patrón de la discoteca metimos la herramienta. El que me venga a hablar, que me hable bien. El que me dijo todo Rafa, si se puede llevar 100. Tato Gucci, ey. Ella le gusta fumar la cripa, pero siempre en pipa para la mochi sushi, ey. Me sueño medio bicha la tipa, pero lo merita, así que Tato Gucci, ey. Como el father yo le digo cuchi cuchi, ey, ey. Tiene una amiga media Gucci, así que si Patricio se activa, mañana se diga. Le está dando puesta esta rotación, pero la nota la delata. Ella mueve el peperón, te pirata, échate a chata. Cuando fuma se pone pégate a pata. Suelta con la de abajo, peleó con el novio para salir por tu cara. Santa pide crema parto y se la voy a dar. Le dije aprieta el pote para sacar la crema y poderte untar. Si tienes una pana, vamos a cantar si ya se puede juntar. Se queda apuntar, sin preguntar, me voy a apretar. Y después que me venga voy a pichar. Y si me llamas la voy a rechazar. Everybody go to the discotheque. Mami, Tato Gucci no toma alto. Que era la forma del botón. Ahora veo película, peliculón. Que ese tiempo la tenemos no. Tú y yo tenemos conexión. Pégate pa' acá, bebé, sin la preocupación. Estoy esperando que tome la decisión. Que tú quieras hacer que todo, dime cuánto la inversión. Que yo te lo voy a dar ahora. Si yo te lo hago, puesto que tú te enamoras. Que no te miento, a ti te estoy hablando de cobra 35,000 por par y solo canto media hora. Mucho Gucci, mucho Fendi. También yo soy un loco, pero más que los tremendo. Pégate y te voy a morder la envidia. El novio tuyo que tiene el Mercedes. Rafa, Pabon,
it's weak too, so I can get the weakness out of everything, so it doesn't attack it anymore as it has been. And my body has been locked away for like a 4 years, you know, back to up until now, from 2017, it started. And,
Me gusta mi reggae.
So, now we got something back here because I got to get this here.
Sueltecita la cintura, pa' bajarte de esa calentura. En la piel me dejo, yo soy vegetariana, pero me como algo negro. Cuidado, porque te vas a envolver. Cuidado, las mujeres tienen poder. Cuidado, perreo sin filtro, soy la dura que llama peligro. Parece modelo, que soy picante. Si fuera tipo, la novela, los billetes. Antes que la nota se me escape, quiero bailar contigo, pa' ver si tú le metes.
One second. Please allow me, spare me. I thought it was someone at the door. It's hard to tell when I have the music going and they're not very soft, you know, like they're afraid to disturb someone, you know. Here we're in the daytime, exactly. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But it's a human's nature complex. Not all humanity has that, but there's a great set of beings that do, that's on the planet. And they are, I tell you, I'm ordering something from offline that's going to give me energy and strength to help strengthen the body. Because what I'm doing just straight up whatever there is my angels can get me into to work the muscles and the body and the energy so that it can bring the body has to rise up to a higher level so it can ascend with me as I am ascending, which I am ascending higher in consciousness. So and in higher ascending in conscious. What is conscious? Now you got to understand what that is. Okay? Boy, I gotta go in the bathroom. Whoa. Well, I only use natural, but not probably haven't put any on in the last couple of days because natural won't hold me as long as other kind do. 1 second, please. should just stop right like that. You know, it's kind of hard when I do. Then everything just, you know, go right back to the filling up on me. The energy, and it's just, it won't even matter if I slow down. Or what matters is, the only thing that will matter is that I work out twice longer than any time that I have even worked out. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to push it, push, and push it till you get it pushed through. So, and I'm going with no pain, nothing management, except what I have, like I said, which just doesn't do very good when it's not made for what my body. Medical marijuana is oh, I'm gonna go back in here and do this. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I'll be right there. Oh. Okay, I'm doing something that I really enjoy doing, so I always want to keep on top of it. But so I'm gonna put some alcohol on it today. I work around not using medical products because from what has happened to the planet, and it has happened to society, and what has happened to each and every one of your bodies that's on here, that is physical, not physical, but yeah, whatever. We're really hologramics, but the body is programmed to feel a certain way, okay, and it goes in a very slow movement. But so what I want to say is that this body here is energy, and over the years of being in here in this particular type of body, the ones who has been controlling your life and your planet has been poisoning you and your body for a long time. Definitely starting, let's go back to 1980, at least back to that time, because that's when they start chemtrailing people on the planet. The things in the sky, the white lines, those are called chemtrails, and they have chemicals in it, and they have poison. Everything is in it, to kill you. And so you've been sucking that stuff in forever. And not only that, you've been doing a lot of things that's been detriment to the body and to the mind, and as well as to the spirit, because the more weighty you are, the less your spirit can function in itself, because the weights of something. You have 3 or 4 bodies. I can't remember how you got a mental body, you got a physical body, you got a spirit, etheric body. So I guess you have 3. But the energy just. So anyway, that those weights on each one of those bodies gonna cause one of them to not function in the full capacity of itself. That's why I have a time with this that I'm taking in from this here, what I'm dealing with. And the reason why it's harder on me, because my energy has been once upon a time programmed to believe that it was injured, or whatever took place at that very time. Did it get injured? Can you injure it? You know what I'm saying? What I think can happen is it can get blocked and stagnated, which when it does, it makes it feel like it's injury. So along the way somewhere, energy got into each other, blocked up somewhere in the back there where the spinal cord's at. And then if it has a seepage somewhere, that causes it to seeping out of the fluid energy, the energy that's like water, which would be fluids, which is something that you need in that particular part of the body. And they're not just fluids; they're a certain type of fluid, jelly-like sort of, I believe. But they come. If they seep out, then of course you're going to have that deterioration, going on in there. So that means your energy is starting to fade out because something is not where it's supposed to be. Oh, I heard something beeping. Oh, I hope the thing is still going because this is a lot to do right here, and to do it over, I don't want to. I mean, I'll keep going, but I'm not going to remember everything I want to say. So anyway, that's how energy works on the body, and that's how you're not really sick, you're not really injured. You had some blockage, stagnated, like a car or something crashed into it. When a car crashed into each other, those things in the front of that car is made to take the energy from the impact, because that energy shoots through and it comes back and hit the person, because it's all of its energy, so it's going to be an impact, going to go like that. Oh, hey, one of the guys is in here somewhere. They're all in here, but I always kind of catch them by eyesight a little bit when they come around. We're still working on our relationship, learning how to communicate with each other. At least me, and I guess they are too with me too, so I don't know. But it's been a different switch for me, because I came from out and then I walked in, and then the body has been in the program of the religion for a long time. And for her to switch, or for me to switch, because I'm switching, I'm not totally switching. I have to take the subconscious that has been built in that program and deprogram it from the beliefs. So I have to switch the beliefs from there, because I'm in this body, and the body still operates the way it's programmed to operate. So the subconscious is there. So I have to switch from believing. At one time, I was believing in a Lord, in a God, and back to believing in and that they were a separate entity for me. And now I got to come back to believing that I am the God, which in energy I am, but in energy I am the little tiny me of the God. So are every other energy, such as you, or your mimis, the little tiny God of the source that you are, whichever that is. Who knows? I mean, it depends on who you are as the conscious that's in that body. You got to know who you are, because you got to know that the body is the body. The name is the label that was enslaved upon you at the time of birth, in the birth certificate. If that was not so, how did your parent or your host, which is what is not your mom or your dad, they're your host, because that's all we are. We're not, you've been programmed to believe that you are a separate family from everyone else, and you're not, because there is no separation in source. So if there is a family over here that is made up in source, and so are me, and me, and me, how are we separated? Because we all have source energy. So who sowed the seed of separation in your minds or your thoughts? Who put that there? You want to know how it got there? Well, it's very easy to see if you can take off the blinders, So you got to understand what happens here, and I don't like using the word understand, so scratch that. Let's say you got to see. You got to see nothing that is has not already been, or was not already before it became as it is now. You know what I'm saying? However I can put it there. So, the thing is that a name is placed upon your body, and if you look up to see what a name means, it means a label. So they took a name, but where did the name come from? Did they make the name up out of letters of something, of a name that has already been put into energy form or energy thought? Okay, remember I said we're thoughts of the source, being created in every reality, in every way of itself, in every movement and form of itself that it shall see of itself. Okay? So when we have to use the word it's because it isn't it. It is an it in a way because it is an it with the conscious the thought of the begin, of the end, the began, the began, or began, whatever way you want to look at it. But it is that thought that hold and held everything other of itself in that thought of itself. See, so you got to see it. If you begin to look back at science, because science has been right there with you the whole time. The rock moved. Oh my gosh, they're energy too, and they're here to help raise the vibrations on the planet. So anytime you come from out of behind that from in front of that veil to go back behind it, you will begin to see rocks and trees and plants and everything moving the way you're moving, and you'll start feeling your body move too. My bed moves like water all the time when I'm sitting on it like that, it's moving like this. But the raising of the vibrations is what causes that to move. So resistance causes it not to move. So what I'm saying is raising of your vibrations, because the planet is raising its vibrations. It means the planet itself, if we can say a planet, I don't want to get there, okay, right now, because it takes a lot to break that back down into the smallest molecule, to get you to see creation, and in the smallest and yet in the biggest. Okay, so remember that you got to see it in this, and then you got to see it in this. So it's never going to be just one way out here, and it's never going to be one way this way. Many different ways inside of that little atom, molecule, whatever you want to say it. So science and religion has been sisters and brothers, or brothers all along, or whichever way you want to bring them, and family, or but they were with their back turned toward each other. That's the difference. But they both had what each other needed. It's the same as we are here now. You think that I'm here doing what I'm doing, and as I'm being for who I am as me, and then if you decide to be who you are as your me, then your me and my me is mirroring each other all the time. Everything and everyone, I would say, that's here is a mirror to each other. Okay? And not only are you a mirror to each other, but you're a mirror to the source. So the source can see itself as in you, and the mirror of who you mirroring back to the source every day. And so what mirror you're going to show the source is decide whatever you want to do with your life. And however you put your life in, which is in your thoughts. That's where they go. That's how you create your life, with your thought. How else are you going to create it? And with your vibrations of your energy. So you have to get from in front of the veil and go behind the veil. You cannot be afraid to do it. You have to go look past the place that you're in as of today and that you've been in from the day you started. Because if you go back, you'll see your routine and how much you've sown in and got little back. Okay? Why you don't get little back? Because you're still sowing in the same field. You gotta open the field a little bit farther, wider. You can't stay just okay. Well, now we know this is your property, but hey, you gotta broaden it out, and you can't stay in your own surroundings. You know, so it's a big thing to be able to see the real, true me, which is you. And the source of everything in itself. It's a powerful thing to see that. To recognize there is not one dot that you can see or anything that's created in the physical matter of the eye that is not brought out from source. Because, you know, like I say, there's no resource without source. So remember that. So where's source? Where did it come from? You see how I say? So where do you get source from? From energy. How else can you get it? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you think the trees just started growing just because they here? You know, no. Things don't just happen. So it's a way back, but you can go. You just got to get out of this center circle here. Woo! Hey, what is going on, you guys? Y'all want to? My goodness. Yeah, see, and and back in the day when they smoked weed and ate brownies and different things, and they begin to see the reality as it is and see what they really could see. Like right now, I can see energy everywhere in here. And I always do, though. Whether I'm high or not, I can see it because it's there, and you got to be able to see it too. Which I'm not at this point. I need to get there, but I'm not. I've come down. So, gosh, back to source and all the energy that you have to know that raising up the vibrations. And when I say raising up the vibrations, it's me raising up your conscious. Because when you're in the church and something hits a little note, whatever happens, and you get that little, ooh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. Okay, that's a vibrated raise. Because you caught something, you seen it, a little something. Ooh, you got, oh, yeah, I see it. Okay, that's a little bit for you. However, there is so much more to that little bit. So what you have to do is take that little bit you've got and put it in a, oh my gosh, this energy is so poor. Just hate it. I hate the feeling of it. But you have to, and it's really high today, I can tell, because I'm absorbing it and I'm just sitting here. And it makes my head hurt and everything. But so, that gave you a nugget, that gave you a piece of something that was highlighted and that was good and yummy and gracious. And it caused your vibrations to go high because it caused your conscious to open up to something that you hadn't seen before or you haven't heard before, because everything that is spoken comes from a thought. It's from the thoughts that is being utilized, and wherever the person got the thoughts from. And so, to keep you in the program of the Bible and keep you from going any further is because you eating off the same thoughts, which was already been brought in through many others and laid out and put down in different ways, different forms. Just like I said with the A and the apple, you got to take the whole thing, both the physical and the letter or the word, and you gotta simply dismantle it. You cannot just look at it as an apple, because it's not just an apple. I'm telling you, it's not. Okay? And that word is not just the letters itself. You gotta go in deep. Now, they said something about how far you want to go down the rabbit hole on Alice in Wonderland. That is a true, absolute vision or reality that has been lived and spoken and acted on or in. So the part of it that you see is real, true. But there's good and bad in everything. There's, and if you want to call it evil, and see the thing with good and evil and good and bad, they're the same. They're from the same coin. So, when you get ready to go down that rabbit hole, you're going to find both good and bad. But the rabbit hole goes way down there. I mean, it is deep, extremely deep. I had something else in mind I was going to compare that with for you earlier, but I can't remember what it was. That rabbit hole of the onion, as the pastors out there, or the preachers, whatever they are, teachers, giving you the scenario of the onion peel. That is exactly somewhat of a comparison to that rabbit hole, except the rabbit hole is so much more deeper. But the onion peel is a scenario of a picture of the same way of taking layers off or going down further and further in the rabbit hole. So if you take the layers off the onion and you take one layer off, you may see something, but don't discard that layer, because there's so much more in that one layer. And you got to be looking for it. If you just get it today and throw it over to the side, and tomorrow you're going off doing everything but what you need to be doing. See, the program has been programmed to put you in a place that everything you put your energy in is everything but you. You see? Yeah. Everything but you. That's the program. And you do that every day. Every day. And you think you're giving it to yourself, but you're not. You're giving it away, sister, brothers. You're giving it away. Because you don't have time to sit down and be with yourself and spend that time with yourself. And with your thoughts, take it to your heart and begin to feel what it is to sense that unconditional love. To have that love that flows from the source inside of you that brings you back to you. So that you can find you, and then find that going new soul unconditioned love. I don't even like putting that word in there, unconditioned, because it's so weak. Compare it. What the love penetrates inside of you. To the point where it makes you want to give your life to everyone. And no matter, of course I'm going to have flack. Of course I'm going to have people who are going to talk about me. Of course. Why wouldn't they? Have they talk about the God that they serve forever? And they don't even know they're talking about it. Whichever one that is, you know what I'm saying? That you got to know how deep the rabbit hole go when you talk about God, okay? Or a God, or how many? We got gods everywhere. Then you will say, well, I'm talking about the one. Which one is it? Do you know it's only one? How do you know that? Where do you get that from? The program? What is told to you? Oh, your Bible? Where did the Bible come from? Do you know anything about the person, as you say, the King James person who wrote the Bible? Do you know anything about his life? You know, as the pastor say, we're supposed to know about the man that lead us. Wouldn't you want to know about that man that leads you? Huh? If you don't know about his life, you're so not protecting yourself. You're letting just whatever lead you on down the road, huh? Right? Will you just eat out of anybody's refrigerator? A pastor if you was a cow or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you got to know whose hand you're being fed out of. Trust me. And who's feeding you. Ooh, you know, oh, so you thought it just all started right here, this time right here, this life? No, sorry. You've been here so many times in this planet or this spaceship. All for tests. All for tests. Each time. Each time you came in for a test. To rid yourself of some of the things that you've been had in your life that has been over in other timelines or other realities, probabilities, however the life you want to. You have lived lives after lives. Why? Because your source. And where does source go when it's not operating in this little body here? You know what I'm saying? Where would you go? Back to source? Well, oh, really? So what, you think source is going to just rid you on out of you, throw you away? Huh? How do you think? Really? So let's go back to the top. Now, I got you down here a little bit in between. You know, now I'm taking it back up here. So now, let's go out of the created way that I have shown you of the coming forth of source, as I have spoken and given you in the atom, and then I've given it to you as the Shiva. Now let's go out of that way of seeing it in the reality. Oh, this stuff is just, and I'm not even on the phone. This is hurting me. I hate it. Oh, it's so horrible. But so anyway, let me take you to another way of bringing this together from the top. So, the way I see it in the reality, it has been brought forth into my consciousness so that I can see it as this, what I'm going to give you a picture of. So the conscious, which is who you are, which is who I am, not the subconscious now. The subconscious is the one that's programmed in the body. It's what you live by every day. not tapping into the conscious, because when you tap into the conscious, you will know that you're not the body and that you are a conscious being operating outside of that body, but just as the operator in there, you know, as the like you driving the car, the operator. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're doing. But the body also has a program in itself, and the only way the body can be deprogrammed is you have to deprogram it with your conscious, who you are, to wake up so that you're not trapped in using the subconscious thoughts all the day of your life and believing in them and creating your life with them, because you don't even know you are, because everything you speak creates. Doesn't matter. It matters. No matter what you speak, it speaks, because and it hears what you say. You know, the sound, because you've been created by sound. So now I'm going to take you to the sound. I'm going to take you out of the Shiva, of the space, where the Shiva form that was formed, were in form, and say was already in form, or if you would say it was in a form. I have to really ponder on that, because, you know, we got to be careful when we're using energy and source. So, you know, it had to be just a conscious. I know that, a fact. And it didn't form until Shiva formed it to bring it out of itself as a appearance, I guess, maybe, or as a knowledge of itself. Anyway, I have to get back to that one. I always go there, believe me, because I'm a researcher by heart. I'm a researcher, and I was born to be in here as a researcher. But not only that, but as your guide, as your teachers, as one of the teachers on the planet, as a shaman, as a guru, whatever they want to call me, I don't care. I'm just here to bring you the message and give you the truth of whatever that is, so that you would see what that isn't. Okay? Because we have to know all things is true. True, I said. All things is true. But not all things is truth. Now you get that in mind. Not all things is truth. But as all things are true. Okay? And if we use it like that, we can see the difference between the true and the lie. The lie and the truth. Truth lies with the lie, but the lie cannot lie with the truth. That's how it works. But the truth will lie with the lie. With lie mean lay with the lie. But a lie cannot lay with the truth or lie with the truth. So you cannot take the shell off and around the truth, which is the lie, got it encased in, and you got to remove that encasement off and around it and find the truth that's inside of it, like a walnut. That's been demonstrating to the Christian society for many years on different levels. People have spoke about the walnut in the shell and the onion and I had a lot of it going in my head just a minute ago. But, yeah, so, I was going to use it, I was going to use the black and white, the dark and the dark and light. When you once came in, you come in through darkness of the Shiva, of the source, whatever way you want to put it, of the God particle, the God conscious. You're in the dark thought, operating in the energy of it, of itself. And in those thoughts of darkness, they have the light in them, but as a baby, they're not so dark. They're you know, they're pretty. They not as weighty. They real light. They're not as light as they should be or could be, but but they're light. They're not as dark, but they are in the dark because that conscious hasn't shaved all the darkness off of itself. This time here, you are here to go to a higher level. So you're here to whatever you've been holding on to and whatever you've been keeping back in all those other times. It was a 3D reality or 3D world. You gotta make a conscious decision to get rid of that this time in order to leave from out of this entrapment slave mentality to go to a higher conscious and see yourself as something that is of the source, which brings your own life forth and become your own God and do your own creating of your own world and of your own life, because you have the power to do it once you know that you're source and that the energy that you are in of the source that you have, which is you and which is source, has given you the power and the free will to operate that source of energy in any way you want to do it, which means making your life be what you want it to be. It's your energy. You're the thought of it. Okay, so you're the one that's utilizing that thought, which is that conscious of who you are. Who are you? I don't know. You know who you are. Maybe you gotta find out who you are. Just know you're not the pastor who with the name on top of it, or the sister, whoever you are with that name that they gave you. That's not you. You're not a name. You're not a label. You're a character, though. And now look those two up, because characters and labels mean totally different. Our names mean totally different. So what character are you is what you got to know. That's what you need to find out. Who is your character that you're in this body, in this timeline? And your timelines have many. And we travel, we change timelines. I don't know how many times a day. At least they do it. And we can too with our thoughts and doing certain things that take us off one that we probably should have been on it. This one here 20 years ago. You see, so they'll help us to, and they are helping us. When I say they, I mean your cosmetic family who you cannot see in a physical reality, but yet there are many of them here in a physical reality, just as I am. But yet they also are here in the energy of themselves right around you all the time, and you cannot see them. So everything is energy, remember, formed into reality or something, or sight, or matter. Well, I gotta go get some food now because my stomach is starting to growl. I haven't ate all day. So, okay, when I come back, I'm gonna take you back up there, and then I'm gonna bring the energy, the source, bringing itself out from itself in a different format, so you could see it coming forth in something in a different reality. Okay. Yeah, I'll be back here.